Welcome back, everybody. It is time to take to the skies with Zara Rutherford, the youngest person to fly solo around the world. Now, with her feet firmly on the ground, the 19-year-old guides us through the highs and the lows of this epic, once-in-a-lifetime journey, including how she handled a pilot's worst nightmare.
Flying a plane is really weird. Once the wheel leaves the ground, it feels like you can go wherever you want to go. No, that's not quite true because there's a lot of rules, but the sense of freedom is incredible.
Untethered to anyone's expectations but her very own, Zara Rutherford defies the odds, circling the globe by herself in just 155 days.
I was quite nervous in the beginning because, yes, it is a big world or a big planet, but at the same time, it was fascinating seeing how different every country was. Everywhere I went, the scenery was so different, the culture was different, the people were different. And I mean, every time it just felt like an adventure.
I'm flying over the desert right now.
Zara's journey begins in her home country of Belgium back in August. She heads west, flying over the Atlantic Ocean and waving hello to the Statue of Liberty. Up in the air for hours at a time, the teen had to find ways to entertain herself. There were moments of sheer panic, like when her plane's door latch opened over Alaska. But this pilot's biggest fear wasn't technical difficulties, but something that seems a lot fluffier.
My worst enemy was really silly. It was clouds. I was not allowed to fly into clouds. Clouds are actually quite dangerous to fly in if you're not properly trained and you don't have the right equipment. So I was flying around the world, but I could not fly into clouds. And that was a huge challenge. It was a pain. It was a huge pain.
Clouds aside, Zara's nerves set in as she trekked across Siberia, flying for hundreds of miles over the desolate ice.
This would be a 6-hour-long flight with no airfield in between. So there's the point of no return is what it's called. Those are pretty scary experiences. It was really nerve-wracking.
Waiting for her in Russia was a flurry of winter storms, delaying Zara's trip home.
I was trying to walk to the local market to buy some food, and it was literally pushing me onto the ground. I couldn't walk. And so then flying in that is just impossible.
Luckily, that gave her plenty of time for TikTok dances in the snow. She is 19 after all.
Hello, everyone.
But on January 20th, 2022, after crossing 5 continents and flying some 32,000 miles, Zara finally made it home, inspiring girls around the world to take up aviation for themselves.
I'm so happy to be home. It was really difficult, and not having to worry about a cloud anymore has been such a nice thing.
Think you can guess the one thing that Zara forgot to pack for this trip? Well, it was socks, and hey, I think we've all been there before, right? Now, to keep up with all of this pilot's adventures, all you have to do is check out our website, flyzolo.com.